All right, fourth grade Bengals. Welcome to day 2 of week 4. Thank you for your participation this week so far. And I know some of you typically participate in the Zoom, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, I had to make everybody participate in the YouTube instead. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your cooperation. So needless to say, here we are. Let's go over day 1 of week 4's exit ticket. So 3/5 plus 4/5 is going to give you the improper, we call it improper, fraction of 7/5. So how do I do that? How do I prove that? 3, 1, 2, 3, plus 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4 gives you 7/5. 3 plus 4 equals 7, and the denominator never changes. Now, this is improper, okay? How do I make it into what's called a mixed number? Meaning, we don't go around and say I have 7/5 of something, right? I have 7/5 of pizza today. You might say you had 7 slices out of 2 pies, right? The pies are split up into fifths. But ultimately, what you're going to say is you had 1 whole pie and then 2 other slices from the second pie. So you had 1 whole and 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being your denominator, 1 and 2/5. That's what it's going to look like as a picture, okay? Another way of doing that is I'm going to show you the picture version, and then I'm also going to show you the division version, okay? The picture, I think, is going to be a good place for us to work with today. And that'll really get you prepared for 5th grade. So here we go, 4/7 plus 4/7 for the model. Well, even in the packet, I show you what the answer is, to be 8/7. 8/7. But I drew my pictures, 2 sets of 7ths. Okay, 1, 2. I'm going to shade in 4 of them first. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to shade another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, what do you notice? What do you see? What are you thinking? What are you wondering? I see I have 1 whole box shaded in. There's my 1. How much of the second box do I have shaded in? 1 out of my denominator of 7. That's considered a mixed number. Well, you see there's a division problem there. How did I do that and get the same answer, except it's not the same answer. It's an incorrect answer. I did division and got a different answer. What did I do wrong? Very common mistake. Let's go over that now. So, we have 8 as my numerator. That's what's going to be inside. And I'm dividing it by the denominator, the 7. Well, how many 7s can fit into 8 of something? 1. 1 times 7 equals 7. We subtract, we get 1 left over. Now, typically we say we have 1 and 1 remainder, but we're trying to get a mixed number, a whole number and a fraction. Whole number here is 1. What's the fraction going to be? The numerator is your remainder. Numerator, remainder. Kind of remainder, numerator. Okay, kind of close, I guess. So that's going to be 1. Now here is where a common mistake happens, and you can see this in the packet. Okay? Students not sure what to put for the denominator. Oof, do I put the 8? Do I put the 7? Oh man, what do I put? Well, what was your denominator the whole time? The whole time, what was your denominator? It wasn't the 8, it was the 7. All right, so we have 1 and 1/7 is the answer when you're using division to prove it. Now, I like to call this as abstract learning. Some of you might be like, whoa, man, that was above my head, Mr. Breslin. I don't know what you did. And stick with the picture. Okay? That's more concrete. Okay? So, you pick concrete or representative stage of learning. More of us are here probably and not down here yet. But by the end of 5th grade, we'll definitely be here. Okay? So I want to give you a taste of that. I also wanted to give you a taste of what the most common mistake is when it comes to finding a mixed number, which is not putting the correct denominator. Okay? So if you looked at this work, right, in the packet, which is something you're going to have to do in 5th grade, is look at somebody's work and identify what the mistake was. Here, you would say, well, Mr. Breslin did not write down the correct denominator. He changed the denominator. That would be the mistake. Okay? So, keep that in mind. I'm not going to make it any more like that again for today. I want to confuse you too much, but I want you to at least see, by me making a mistake, what the most common mistake is so that you don't make the most common mistake. Here we go. Number 2, 3/5 plus 4/5. 3/5 plus 4/5. You're going to add them. Don't add the denominators. And then you're going to follow do it by the picture or do it by the division to find what the mixed number is. Go ahead, do that now. Hit the pause button, please. Wait a second, Mr. Breslin. Didn't we just do this? Ah, you were paying attention. Or you solved this and you were like, okay, that tells me you weren't paying attention. This problem was the same exact problem as your exit ticket. Ooh. So you already had the answer if you were writing them down and doing the work. So here I have 7/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As I did in the exit ticket. And fifths being my denominator. I have 1 whole 1 shaded, 1 whole 1, and 1, 2 with the denominator 5 out of the next box. So 1 and 2/5 being my mixed number here. Okay, number 3. 4/8 plus 5/8. Hit the pause button to solve and find the mixed number, please. So here I have the improper fraction of 9/8. I notice I have 1 whole box shaded in. So I'm going to put 1. And how much of the next box? I have 1 shaded in out of 8 of them being my denominator. 1 and 1/8 being your answer here. Now another mistake that I typically see is not drawing correctly. Maybe you actually drew 7 parts or 6 parts instead of 8 parts. Okay? So there's a rule when it comes to when working and measuring anything, especially maybe some of your parents do woodwork around the house or they measure maybe to hang up a picture, all right? Or they have to cut a piece of paper and have to measure the paper first. So the typical scenario is maybe your parents are working on a project, or maybe you've had some people work on a project around your house, put a deck up or something. The common rule is measure twice, cut once. Because when you cut something, chances of gluing it back are going to be very slim, especially if it's wood. Oof. You ain't going to glue that wood back if you made a mistake. So you check twice before you complete something, before you cut something. So check to make sure there's actually 8 parts here before you actually try to finish the problem. And I'll show you what I mean by the next problem. So on the next problem, I'm going to purposely make a mistake. But I'm going to have you solve it before I make that mistake. Number 4, 6 12s plus 11 12s. Go ahead. I've already drawn my 2 boxes of 12s. Go ahead. You can draw the box 2. Hopefully you do. And then go ahead and solve that. Hit the pause button now. So like I said at the end of problem number 3, I'm going to purposely make a mistake here. I'm going, let's say I didn't check to make sure I had the right amount of parts. So I, without knowing it, you and I gotta both know this before I do it. There's only 11 parts here when there should be 12. So this is what happens when you don't check to make sure there's 12 parts and there's only 11. I start shading things in. I want 6 of them, for example. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to add 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I add them up, I get 17, right? So yeah, 17 over 12. I count up this whole one as 1. And I count up how many I shaded here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 12. So I think the answer is 1 and 6/12. But little did I know, I accidentally only had 11 here, which caused me to shade in 1 extra box down here. If I make 12, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which really gives me the answer of a 5 down here, not 6. So as I mentioned, the reason why I made that mistake there is for you to see another common mistake is not drawing the amount correct for your denominator, which then causes you to have an incorrect answer. Okay? So, answer here is 1 and 5/12. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and do the exit ticket. And you're thinking, Mr. Brisland, how are you going to go over the exit ticket? Okay? Well, I'm going to have a separate special video also posted for today, which is just the exit ticket solution. But I want you to still do it, solve it, find the mixed number, it's going to be improper, submit it on Google Form, and then check if you got it right, it'll tell you got it right, and you won't even have to watch the video. But if you got it wrong, I'm going to go over how to correctly do it. And hopefully you can recognize your mistake and learn from it. Once again, I'll reiterate this in the next video, but in case you don't watch the next video because you got it right, thank you for a wonderful, wonderful summer. I really loved working with you, especially those who were in the Zoom classes. Can't wait to work with you this year in 5th grade. If you guys are anything like the rest of the 5th graders, man, it's going to be the best year ever. I love it. So, thank you, and we will see you soon. Bye now.